So, sup you chuckle fucks, it's your boy Dark Raikou here with What If Issei became a hollow. So yeah, part 5. Yeah, part 5. Now, what's it called? Is it part 5? So yeah, part 5 and of this What If, because now my siblings are no longer outside, so that's why I'm doing this What If. So yeah. Other than that, let me begin into this What If. Let me shut the fuck up and let me just begin. And since I didn't need to rewatch it because I had already the ideas on what to do next, other than that, let me begin into this What If. So, we begin into mostly Reina right now fighting against, well, the kind of female kind of like group. Mostly the bishop, I think she was a bishop, and the queen. This is where, well, the queen is right now waiting for, well, Reina to attack. Which mostly Reina disappears from mostly the queen's view in just a blinding speed. Basically, she uses Sonito also because she's a what's it called, Shinigami and Hollow. She also does have a Zanpakuto and what's it called, Holified Mask, but not the point. Mostly a Resurrection, but not the point. Yeah, not the point. But mostly she disappears from mostly the queen's view and appears behind the bishop. This is where the bishop has a slash on her chest. Now this is where, well, mostly she did throw a kind of mostly Zero spear at mostly both of them, but the queen could not react to kind of use it to kind of throw it back at her. So of course they mostly had to dodge, but of course the queen did not notice that her bishop was defeated in an instant. The bishop died in an instant. Mostly not died, but mostly Reina didn't fully kill her, but she was pretty pissed. Let me say it again. Pretty pissed because this bitch is only good for seductive things. And of course, if her kind of mostly boyfriend wasn't a, what's it called, the man that he is now, he probably would have been a pervert and kind of got easily fooled by this bitch. But yeah. Of course, this is where Reina says, oops, sorry, I defeated your bishop. But I guess you can have fun with me instead. This is where Reina had a very cheekily kind of smile. This is where, well, mostly the queen kind of sees how powerful Reina is. No way in hell she will be able to defeat her. Unless she just sends a barrage of attacks similar to like Akano did to her. But yeah, she's thinking that won't happen. Until, well, we go into mostly Reina actually doing it. She makes a bunch of spears of settle up in the air. Of course, I should mention all her settles, mostly her settle color and her spears are actually kind of a purplish color. Like a dark purplish color. Mostly that similar, darkish purplish color. She just sent a bunch of over 100 settle spears straight towards the queen. The queen widened her eyes, and this is where, well, she then has a smirk. She decides to use her magic to kind of use the black holes to kind of just absorb all of them, which she does, and then decides to throw them back straight towards Reina in every different spot of sight so Reina wouldn't react. This is where Reina had a smirking grin, and this is where instead of making 100 subtle spears, she made over 10,000 spears just to kind of eliminate the spears that was supposed to be thrown at her. Mostly she made them so fucking quick, like so quick. The first 100 spears she made them with like barely, kind of trying a little bit, mostly like, what's it called? Not trying, like barely trying. It took them about like 5 seconds to be created. But for Reina making 10,000, she made over 10,000 in only a couple of seconds, like just microseconds. She made them in an instant. Literally, they just destroyed through the 100 spears and launched so much quicker, straight into, well, what's it called, the queen. The queen widened her eyes and realized that mostly those 100 spears were basically bait for her to just take. She can't absorb all of those. No way in hell. This is where, well, she knows that some of them will get through and just destroy her in an instant. This is where, well, they actually almost get to her, and this is where she closed her eyes, realizing that she's eliminated already. She was about to give up, but the spears never came. Instead, they literally just went around her. This is where, well, it literally pierced into the ground, and she was confused until Reina appeared with a sword. A very interesting, majestic Zanpakuto sword. It wasn't in the Shikai, but of course, where, well, she has her into the queen's neck. Wow, I can't believe you're giving up that easily. I thought you were going to do a last-ditch effort and try to send the spears straight towards me, like put them right next to me. I didn't expect you to give up too easily. I was thinking that you will actually be quite interesting, but you're not. I might have to slit your throat. This is where, well, the queen minded her eyes. But then again, how about this? I'll let you watch if your king gets defeated by my husband. I mean, not husband. This is where Reina just blushes. By my boyfriend. Blah, blah. Yeah, my boyfriend. This is where Reina has a little blush in her face, but yeah. This is where, well, the queen nodded dumbly. This is where, well, she then goes into seeing the battle between Issei and actually the other members, the male members mostly. This is where, well, Issei is walking so casually straight towards mostly, well, Sir Orchid's kind of members. Now there is a dragon dude. I don't. The other bishop, I think it was a girl or a guy. I can't remember. It seems like a guy most of the time. So yeah, that guy, the mage dude, of course, yeah, the kind of dragon dude who was, I think, a rook. Yes, a rook. Or was it a rook or was it a bishop? I think it was another. No, I think it was a knight. No, I can't fucking remember. I think it was a rook. Of course, then there's the other kind of knights. The knight with shining armor, someone dude riding a horse. He's another knight. The guy that can actually like put pressure onto people, and what's it called? I think he was a knight also. And then the rock dude that kind of looks like the thing from what's it called, Marvel. If you do not know what I'm talking about, if you don't know what the thing is, I'm talking about this. This is what I'm talking about. The thing, yeah. So yeah, pretty much this guy definitely looks like the thing. So yeah, mostly rock dude, whatever. Yeah, whatever. Pretty much that rook dude is literally no difference from mostly the what's it called thing, but not the point from mostly Fantastic Four. But yeah. Now, this is where, well, mostly, Issei is kind of like walking towards him with such a casual walk. Like, he's barely walking straight towards him. This is where, well, the knight's rushing in first. Well, mostly one of the knights is rushing in super fast. Right now, having his horse. And this is where the other one actually decides to use a bit of his, well, mostly using his eyes to put pressure on Issei. And literally, Issei is walking still in such a calm pace still. Literally, the pressure doesn't even affect him. This is where the knight with the horse right now activates his ability to make multiple of himself, like clones, rushing straight towards Issei. Issei looks at this, and this is where Issei sees the others that are mostly about to attack him. This is where, well, he sighs and just says, this is where, well, Issei said, you know, I got this. This is where, well, he makes, what's it called, from his soul, he literally makes like a couple of like coyotes around him, similar to that what Stark does. This is where the coyotes rushes straight into the, well, mostly into the person with the clones, destroying his clones. And when the person decides to try to swing his sword or whatever the hell it is, I forgot what it's called, into mostly Issei, Issei just catches it from the point, literally blocks it with one finger. Issei says, nope, you're pathetic. Your attacks, mostly you are fast, I would say, but you're quite pathetic in strength. This is where Issei said. Literally, he destroys the sword in an instant, destroying the sword and flicking this guy in the head and like launching him straight into Sir Orchid and the other people. Of course, the others couldn't really dodge. I mean, they all dodged mostly the launch of this guy's body. The horse tries to attack Issei, but this is where Issei says, "You be gone." Issei just pokes the horse in the head, and it literally just passes out after a while. But yeah, Issei didn't kill it. This is where Issei is walking forward. Yeah, he's whistling. He doesn't care. This is where, well, mostly everyone in the stadium just wind their eyes, seeing how easily defeated, well, not easily, mostly Aizen or Sosuke or whatever, Issei, whatever, mostly just defeated one of the knights, literally so easily, just like, just like, no. Just block the person with one finger, the sword, just gone, nah. The guy who's trying to put pressure on Issei would just widen his eyes when his ability is not working on Issei. But Issei turned his head towards him, and this is where Issei says, "You're trying to put pressure on me. How about this? Let me put pressure on you." This is where Issei uses a bit of his spiritual energy, mostly Ryatsu, and the guy slams to the ground in an instant. He could not react fast enough. He just slams to the ground. He just widened his eyes. This power. No, this person, Issei Hyodo. No, not Issei Hyodo. Sosuke Aizen is just overpowered now. This person easily defeated him. Issei just keeps putting Ryatsu into this person, while another person tries to attack him. It's none other than the Thing, he would like to call it, because it literally just reminds me of Fantastic Four. That Thing. This is where the Thing tries to punch him, and this is where Issei blocks it with his pinky. Just blocks that shit with just a pinky. And then mostly the dragon dude that transformed into a dragon attacks with a fire attack straight towards Issei, but Issei right now, he blocks the Thing with mostly his pinky from his like left hand. And of course, where, well, the other like dragon blast, mostly a fireball, tries to smash into Issei, but Issei just lifted up his like right hand. And this is where, well, Issei just slaps the fireball back into the person. Just slaps it. Just like flicks his hand. This is where the fireball launches back into the dragon. The dragon winds his eyes, and this is where the fireball smashes into him. The Thing winds his eyes and realized that this is no way. This is the same Red Dragon Emperor ever. This man is just overpowered as hell. And this is where, well, Issei right now, let's pushes the thing backwards. Mostly just uses the pinky force, and this is where Issei says, "You're done." Issei just swings his left hand in the air, and the guy has multiple cuts already. The thing, or I'm just calling him the thing because fuck it reminds me so much of it. This is where the dude is just all cut up and falls down to the ground. The dragon tries to get up, but this is where, when Issei was about to do something to the dragon, this is where a magic circle appears underneath him, and this is where it was like draining his energy. And Issei looks at mostly the bishop and just says, "What are you supposed to be doing? Draining my energy? Well, you're gonna have to sit here for like 10 billion years. I wonder how long that's gonna take you, right?" This is where the bishop widened his eyes and realized that Issei is talking casually. He couldn't even drain this guy's energy. It's so much of it. It's like a bottomless pit that Issei has. This is where Issei decides to grab the dragon from mostly the chest, or mostly one of his like scales, and just throw him straight into the bishop. The bishop widened his eyes, and this is where the dragon smashes into the bishop, eliminating him also. Mostly the knight, mostly one of the knights was eliminated. The guy with the pressure, he could not do anything, so he just surrendered because he literally just couldn't eliminate. The thing got defeated so easily because of multiple cuts around him, even though Issei didn't have a sword on him. Literally, you see a sword on him, but he never unsheathed it. He just swung his hand to the left, mostly just into the air, and the guy has multiple cuts. Then the dragon easily just got flicked, but mostly got attacked by his own fireball thing, so Issei just flicking his hand. Then Issei grabs the dragon, throwing straight to the bishop, which the bishop got defeated easily. The dragon itself tries to get up, but this is where Issei says, not getting up. This is where Issei just makes a tiny ball of settle and just throws it into the dragon. The dragon is defeated also. Bah! An explosion happens. This is where, mostly Sir Orcus is right now having mostly this mostly sweat drop on him. He's smiling. He's just smiling, but of course he's sweat dropping. He's having a cold sweat down his mostly forehead because Issei is not normal. This man is stronger than him. It's like just much more stronger than him. Mostly Issei looks skinny, mostly lean. He's looks tall as hell. Because Issei is already like 6, mostly he's the height of being the same height as mostly Aizen being So Issei is actually 6'1", and of course he looks tall only and looks skinny, but he's actually skinny and strong. He's lean, muscular, so that's why. Issei kind of just looks, and Sir Orcus is kind of just grinning, but of course having a bad feeling that he might not survive this. His whole group got defeated by Issei, and Issei looked like he wasn't even trying. He wasn't even trying at all. This is where Issei kind of has a little smirk on his face, and then turns into a grin, and this is where Issei says, "So it's now you and me, Sir Orcus. Me versus you and your sacred gear over there." Issei right now puts his hand towards the sacred gear. Now the sacred gear wasn't actually used last battle with the Gremory Peerage, so of course they never knew who exactly that pawn guy was. But Issei knows exactly this person is actually a sacred gear, which Sir Orcus widened his eyes. He never expected Issei to already know that Regulus, or whatever, mostly the orange haired kid, is actually a sacred gear. This is where Regulus widened his eyes and says, how do you... Issei says, "Oh, don't think you can hide away from me. I already knew that you were actually a sacred gear. Bad kitty. Bad." This is where he really just called this sacred gear a bad kitty, which mostly Daedric is chuckling because he's seen this, but yeah. And Daedric knows how powerful Issei is. He already knows because, he's not entirely in the sacred gear, I should mention, but I will mention about that later. This is where Regulus gets out of his kind of human form and goes into his lion form, and this is where, mostly Issei says, so that's how the sacred gear looks like. This is where, we'll see. Sir Orcus says, "How do you know about him? Why the hell did you even call him a bad kitty?" No. He kind of reminded me of like a cat for a second. This is where, Sir Orcus kind of growls at Issei. Because, Issei seems to have such a confidence look. But this is where, he knows that Issei can be confident as fuck. Because, Issei's already over fucking power. So, who's going to stop him? This is where, mostly Sir Orcus kind of just looks at, Issei. Regulus also is right next to him. Now the queen hasn't been eliminated, but the queen hasn't been eliminated. She is having a mostly a close-up view of mostly Issei defeating her mostly Peerage members just easily, without a care in the world. This is where, the queen actually questioned Rainer how strong Issei is. This is where, well, Rainer looks down at the queen and just kind of whisper into her ear. This is where, well, the queen widened her eyes and realized that Sir Orcus has no chance. This is where, well, mostly Rainer looks at her face and just says, you know, your face actually interests me a lot. If my sister was here, my sister would enjoy the face that you are making right now. Just a despairing face. But my sister isn't here. I would actually love for her to be with what's it called, Issei, because she is my sister, and I love my sister dearly. This is where, well, the queen says, who's your sister? Oh, you don't need to know about that. I don't know why I even mention it. This is where, well, the queen says, why won't you just let me die or give up? Oh, come on. Don't you want to see your master get defeated in an instant? This is where, well, mostly the queen just can't do anything but just look at Rainer with just despairing look eyes. So yeah, of course there's still multiple guys that are having hearts all over for Rainer because Rainer looks so gorgeous. Of course there's still girls that are looking for Issei, but Issei looks like a complete menace and overpowered. Fuck, he defeated the whole Peerage like who had a care in the world. But still But still, mostly everyone is still kind of afraid of both of them because they seem to be quite powerful, very powerful. This is where, well, Issei is kind of saying, so, let's do this, Sir Orcus. Let's see who's stronger. This is where, well, Issei disappears from Sir Orcus and punching him right in the stomach so hard that Sir Orcus spit out some, mostly, not some blood, but just spit. This is where, well, Sir Orcus was pushed away. This is where, well, Sir Orcus kind of just, like, landed in, what's it called, the field, a little bit far away from Regulus and even, what's it called, Issei. Issei kicks Regulus in the side of the head after Regulus says, he says, Sir Orcus. This is where, well, he screams out, but this is where, well, he gets kicked to the side of the head. Right now, pushed straight towards Sir Orcus. This is where Sir Orcus realized that he's in deep water. He doesn't want to use his, mostly, like, use the sacred gear, because the sacred gear did plead for him to actually use, well, put him on, so he can fight, have a standing chance against Issei. This is where Sir Orcus says, no, I will not do that. That's only for murder. This is where Issei cut him off and says, use it. Clearly the sacred gear is willing to work for you. Work with you. He clearly sees you as mostly a best friend. You shouldn't just reject your best friend when your best friend is trying to help you. Sir Orcus is confused, but decides to nod it anyway. He decides to put it on, and this is where, well, mostly he is right now in this golden lion kind of form. Balance breaker, someone kind of looks like, but yeah. I think it is a balance breaker, but not the point. This is where, well, mostly he looks at Issei, and Issei kind of just looks at him with a very grin and amused look. Sir Orcus says, then you summon out your sacred gear. Issei said, huh? My sacred gear? Oh, you mean D-Drake? I don't think I want to. This is where Sir Orcus says, if I'm going all out, you're going all out with me. And this is where, well, mostly he screams at Issei. Issei looks at him with a very amused look and says, well, when you give me that such a confidence look, I can't help it but actually, well, ask for my buddy, my brother, to actually help me out. This is where, well, Sir Orcus right now gets on guard and looks at Issei. This is where, well, Issei said, well, let's do this. Issei summons out two gauntlets from both of his hands, one from his right hand, one from his left hand, but they're no longer red but a purplish color. This is where, well, Issei says, D-Drake, come out. This is where a reddish dragon appears behind him, but with purple scales. This is where, well, kind of, it's supposed to be D-Drake, but it's, well, mostly, it's a red gauntlet that appears on his right hand, but in his left hand appears a purple gauntlet. This is where, well, both of them disappear, mostly the two gauntlets disappear, and appear a giant, mostly western dragon that has red and purple scales. One purplish kind of eye color, and the other kind of being a greenish eye color, but not the point. This is where, well, D-Drake roars at, what's it called, mostly, Sir Orcus. Yeah, Sir Orcus, and of course, mostly, Ragor, whatever his name again. This is where, they both widen their eyes, never expecting D-Drake to be released from the, sacred gear. Michael is right now widening his eyes. This is where Sir Zex is dreading, Azo is just shocked. We're right now interested in how Issei even did this. This is where, well, he's more interested than ever. He's scared, but interested. Everyone in the whole stadium says, what the fuck? He can just summon D-Drake out of the fucking sacred gear? What the fuck happened? Now, I should mention one thing, and how this actually could be possible is when Issei decided to use draconic, or mostly be transformed into a dragon, he was at a death kind of state, but this is where the Hogakyu decided to glow, and of course, mostly help him out not die, but transcend. He transcended, but he also took Diedrich out of his body. But when Diedrich was released from his body, the energy was not released out into the world, so of course no one knew about this entirely, because they were still in the time dilation barrier. This is where, well, mostly Diedrich was now actually free and happy, but of course mostly Issei and Diedrich could actually do like a partnership. Mostly what I mean about a partnership is when Issei is ever in trouble, he summons out two gauntlets, one being purple and one being red. Now, the purple and red is actually both of Diedrich's kind of half of powers. Mostly they're fully released, but not the point. He can boost for however long, it doesn't really matter. Mostly, he can actually use the two sacred gears to actually release, like turn into dust, and turn into dust figure behind him, but turning into a dragon. It's none other than Diedrich. So Issei can do this freely. There's no longer a limiter on what's it called, the sacred gear. It's just Issei figured it out, but yeah. This is where, well, mostly Diedrich is so happy that he can actually fly free, no longer be stuck in a sacred gear, laugh at Albion because Albion really can't get out of his sacred gear, just laugh at him and really just chuckle. But yeah, this is where Diedrich has a very mostly just grin on his face, mostly having his sharp teeth and showing his strength towards Sir Orcus. Sir Orcus are mostly, what's it called, the sacred gear that he has on, just kind of dreads and realizing that this is such a terrible thing to do. This is where, well, Sir Orcus was not expecting this. He was expecting the balance fucking breaker. He was not expecting Diedrich to come out. That was not something that he was expecting. But Issei says, oh, if you're thinking that Diedrich will be fighting you, that is not the case. I'm going into a form that is beyond the Juggernaut drive. Right, Diedrich? Diedrich nodded and says, of course. But this is where, well, mostly both of them just looked at each other, and this is where, well, both of their eyes connect, and this is where Issei gives Diedrich a fist bump. This is where, well, Diedrich does the same, and this is where, well, mostly a reddish but purplish color appears around Diedrich. Right now goes around Issei's body, and this is where Issei says, Limit Breaker! This is where, well, he goes into a Limit Breaker form. This is how his Limit Breaker looks like. This is how mostly Issei's Limit Breaker looks like. But instead of being black, it's red and purple. And instead of having like 6 wings, he actually has 10 draconic wings. Well, yeah, 10 draconic wings. He actually has more wings, but not the point. This is where, well, Issei is now in this form. And this is where, well, he's a little bit taller. And this is where, well, Issei says, so, do you want to truly fight me now? This is where his voice is kind of distorted with Diedrich in his own voice. This is where, well, it's mostly like a deeper kind of voice, and at the same time with a lighter kind of voice like Issei. This is where, well, mostly right now, fucking Sir Orcus is right now thinking like, does he really want to fuck with Issei now? This is not Balance Breaker, but when he said Limit Breaker, everyone was just fucking dumbfounded. Limit Breaker is not something that's actually in the sacred gear. Unless Issei fucking created the sacred gear, that could be a possible thing, because now everyone fucking thinking the fucking possible. The possible to be, well, mostly the impossible to be possible thanks to fucking Issei. And there's a determination because Issei can do anything, whatever. This is where, well, everyone is just dumbfounded. This is where, well, Sir Sex is just saying, holy fuck, that fucking thing can probably wipe me out. Right now, Seraph is scared. She already knows how much powerful Issei was when he defeated the God of War. Now even Zeus and fucking Hades and what's it called, Poseidon season, they're like, yeah, at least we never fuck with him. They all think in their head at the same time. Hades especially, he says, luckily I never fuck with the fucking aspect of fucking death, because I know he's a hollow Shinigami and other bullcrap. Luckily I never decided to fuck with him. Let's see in the whole future he never fucks with me. I feel like he will. Should I do my plan? Right now, Hades is right now second thinking. Well, mostly thinking if he should really help the Chaos Brigade. Because if Issei is in this form and showing that he's beyond your understanding of power, this motherfucker can probably wipe the floor with anyone. He's thinking that fucking Resident Lucifer is also gonna get the fucking floor wiped. Probably he's going to be the mop, and he's just going to literally be wiping the floor off with his own blood, but whatever. This is where, well, Hades is like, yeah, I'm probably fucked. I already did help the kids forget too much. I'm so fucked. This is where, well, Zeus says, huh, the kid's strong. I wonder if I can get Lexia and Issei together. This is where, well, mostly Zeus is thinking that because, well, he wants someone to be strong. Mostly someone to actually help them. But he doesn't know this, but Issei does not trust too many people. But yeah, Poseidon's over here saying, yeah, I'm never gonna let that dude ever fuck with me. I'm not. I should probably stop Zeus from doing something stupid. Poseidon is actually the only one being illogical and thinking about something to actually stop Zeus or even Hades from doing something stupid. But yeah, this is where, well, mostly Poseidon is saying, maybe, maybe not. Whatever. This is where, well, mostly everyone else is just going, holy damn. Right now, Rias is in a very terrified mode. She is scared. Because for some reason, when she kind of got healed, it wasn't fully healed. Mostly Ozzy tried to heal her enough, but mostly the scars and bruises that she received from White Issei literally fucking hurt her more. Because mostly it was like, when Shiro got close to her, Shiro had really so much anger and hatred towards her. Like if she did something to him. Which she is actually scared if Issei already knows about what's it called, Naruto Phoenix. She's actually terrified. Does he already know? Is that why Shiro attacked me directly with so much anger and fury? Then again, what about the others two who are also brutally attacked but not as much as me? Damn it. Please don't tell me. And now after seeing this mode, she's in terrified mode for Naruto. And someone that she truly loves. She probably will also die because Issei looks like a complete menace. And looks to be dating the, what's it called, falling chick named Rainer. Now, of course, she was shocked to believe that Rainer was actually the daughter of Azo. She actually, if she realized this sooner, she would not actually try to kill her. But she's back to being alive because now that she realized she probably didn't send enough destruction magic to kill her. Well, if she did manage to kill her, would Azo go after her? Because now that she thinks about it, fuck. Because Rainer's actually the daughter of Azo. And now, well, both Issei and Rainer are actually dating. So if that means, this is where she actually realized she is so screwed because Issei and Rainer are dating. That means Rainer actually managed to kind of fix their relationship, and Issei actually knows about the cheating whore that she is. This is where, well, she's so fucked. And she knows that Sir Orcus, Sir Jackson, no one will actually help her. Which, if they find out ever the truth. But she's hoping that that will never happen. Shiro is actually looking at her and knowing the despair and look of her eye. This is where, well, he's grinning like a maniac. Stupid bitch. You will now know true despair when the truth will be revealed. You damn slut. This is where, well, we go into mostly the queen of fucking Sir Orcus just winding her eyes, and this is where she says, "You weren't lying, aren't you?" Rainer says, "Of course not. My boyfriend is so fucking strong. He's also quite strong in bed, if you know what I mean." She winks at what's it called, the queen, and this is where the queen blushes and says, "Wait, what? No, I'm just kidding. I never have him in bed or any of that." This is what Rainer said, with a very light kind of tint of blush because they really never did it in bed. And this is where, well, she just wanted to make a joke or something like that. This is where, well, we'll see. The queen said, "Uh-huh. So, you two are really close, aren't you?" "Yeah, I am." This is where, well, mostly Rainer said. This is where Rainer decides to use her wings to actually grab the queen out of the way so she would not actually get hurt. And she's confused on why she's doing this. Rainer said, possibly if anything happens, but yeah. But of course, mostly the queen is confused. But of course, she didn't realize that, yeah, they should probably get out of the way so they won't get killed. But yeah. This is where, well, that's happening, but yeah. But we go into, right now, Star Wars is saying, "I see. Well, you truly have shown me that I have far much more training that I have to do. Maybe I would get to your level. So thank you for showing me this power. But for right now, I will win!" Soricus rushes at Issei. Issei said, "You really think you will win? Fine. I will amuse you then." This is where, well, Issei rushes at Sir Orcus. Both of them started just swinging haymakers into each other. But even though Sir Orcus sends powerful punches that rival Rias' destruction so easily, and probably some other people who has destruction if they ever had, but mostly weaker people, but mostly weaker to medium people who ever used the power of destruction, But right now, Sir Orcus punches, even with what's it called the balance breaker around most of the sacred gear, is not doing one bit of jack shit towards Issei. Issei is sending haymakers into Sir Orcus' stomach, chest, into his fucking like arms, into his legs, or even into his face one time. And this is where Sir Orcus was actually knocked the fuck out. His balance breaker right now shatters all around him. This is where the golden kind of lion was now into millions of pieces. This is where Issei gets out of balance breaker and didn't actually fully hurt, what's it called, mostly Sir Orcus entirely. He didn't want to kill him. This is where Sir Orcus right now was out of balance breaker. He falls down to the ground and realizes that he lost. He then says, "I'm so sorry, mother. I thought I could just train and actually become stronger. But I guess that was the false lie." This is where, well, Issei right now gets out of his limit breaker. Dietrich is still behind him, but this is where Dietrich right now kind of says, "So what do you want me to do? Turn into your smaller version." This is where, well, Dietrich does not, and this is where he goes into a smaller draconic version. Right now on top of Issei's kind of like shoulder, like a parrot, like a parakeet. But yeah, think of it like a pirate, but nah. Something like that, but not the point. Issei goes down straight towards to mostly Sir Orcus, and this is where, well, Issei says, "So you figure out the true power between us. You will never be able to just keep training and think you will become stronger." This is where, well, Sir Orcus says, "Yeah, I know. I would have just lost. Huh. I lost even if I had a secret gear. Wow, I never think you were this strong, this powerful." Issei says, "I was getting to my, well, mostly destination, and why I said I was thinking and why you will never get stronger just by training. You need motivation. You need lots of motivation. You need people you can trust. You can't just rely on your power by yourself. You can't always just do things by yourself. Trust is something that's needed. You need people who are actually the same strength level as you, so they can have your back." This is where, well, mostly Sir Orcus says, "Huh? Even if I do trust other people, would they even believe in my struggle?" This is where, well, Issei sighs and says, "You struggle with no magic. Well, you struggle with no magic, infinity to destruction magic. What happens if I can help you unlock that? What happens if I say that you do have destruction magic? Just a bit inside you. Thanks to your own training, you manage to kind of grow it, but it won't be enough to even use a ball of destruction at all." Sir Orcus was confused until Issei pokes him right in the forehead. This is where, well, Issei used a bit of the Hogakyu to wish upon Sir Orcus to have destruction magic. This is where, well, mostly Sir Orcus was confused until mostly he felt this energy, a flow of energy throughout his body. And this is where Issei then releases, mostly he just stopped poking him and starts walking away. This is where, well, he right now stands only a couple of feet from Sir Orcus until mostly a destruction magic around him exploded. This is where everyone widened their eyes in the stadium. They thought this whole raiding was now over. They were all thinking of leaving now because goddamn Issei's fucking broken. He has Dietrich with him and he is literally released. Right now fucking Azo is ready to go down there and just ask Issei so many questions, even though he might die. But yeah, Rias is ready to leave, but Rias was not going to leave until she noticed the destruction magic flow of mostly Sir Orcus. She widened her eyes. The magic that Sir Orcus is releasing from his body is much more than that of mostly Sir Zex, literally rivaling that of Sir Zex. This is where, well, mostly it was getting out of control until mostly Sir Orcus managed to start controlling it. This is where, well, he gets up and starts kind of screaming to the heavens themselves. And this is where, well, he managed to stabilize his destruction magic. Even though he had no clue how to do it, he managed to stabilize it. This is where, well, he now has magic, mostly magic coils around him. Yes, or not coils, mostly magic coils that he had now that were not really there. They're actually really kind of, well, it wasn't really flowing like, think of it like mostly Roxley's chakra when he has it, but it's really like little, it's a little bit inside his body. Sir Orcus still had magic, but it wasn't much to do anything with. So yeah, mostly Issei just uses his Hogakyu to actually wish upon mostly Sir Orcus to have more magic, and for his what's it called, magic coils to actually expand. Of course, destruction magic from his body to release it all, of it. Mostly release so much of it. But yeah, of course, with that happening, mostly Sorry about that. Sorry about the noise. But mostly he then just widened his eyes. He never expected to release the destruction magic that he ever had. Now his destruction magic is not red, unlike the Grimoire. His destruction magic is So his destruction magic is actually considered to be white, and this is where it suddenly turned gold in an instant because mostly his destruction magic actually affected the sacred gear. But this is where instead of like destroying it, it actually just reforms, and this is where a golden axe appears right in front of him. This is where he widened his eyes and said, "What the?" This is where Issei said, "Interesting. You managed to use your own magic to reform it without even knowing this. Now that sacred gear that you have is This is where Issei says, now that you have the lion, also known as Regulus or whatever his else name is. This is where now that you have Regulus under control, your destruction magic actually managed to fuse him into you, making you the first devil, pure-blooded devil, to ever have a sacred gear. This is where mostly. Right now, Sir Orcus is just feeling the power and sees Regulus calling out to him to actually pick him up. This is where, Sir Orcus does it, and this is where, the destruction magic around him just glows, becoming gold. So yeah, instead of white, it was still white, but when he picks up the axe, it turns gold. This is where Sir Orcus right now had a very interesting look in his eye. He has right now glowing kind of destruction magic in it, and this is where, he has a determination look to defeat Issei. Issei grins and says, well, let's see who's actually stronger now. This is what, mostly the queen widened her eyes and was confused, saying, what was happening? This is where, mostly, not Rias, mostly Rainer kind of just grins a little bit and says, well, there goes my boyfriend wanting to have a challenge. Then again, he always wanted to have a rival, so seeing your king be the only one to probably show him off to be a rival is him. But yeah, what about the white one? Oh, don't worry. My sister won't get that angry. This is where, the queen says, wait, your sister's with the, white dragon? Yep, the white dragon empress. I don't think she would be that mad if Issei has a rival that's actually a male. I don't think she would get that jealous or angry. Hope not. I hope my sister's actually a little bit more tamer than her jealousy can actually let go. Oh, yeah. This is where, mostly the queen says, wait. I actually want to ask one more question. What about him and Rias, the Grimoire? Oh, well, Rainer said into her ear. This is where, the queen was disgusted. She looked disgusted and angry and frustrated a little bit. And how mostly Rias treated their kind of relationship. Mostly Issei's and her relationship. This is where, she was disgusted. She never expected that Phoenix, again, to fuck everything over. But yeah. When this is where, she then says, I see. Those damn Phoenixes always do a lot of dumb shit. And even the Grimoire. Wow, I wasn't expecting the Grimoire to be so dumb and couldn't let him finish his sentences. Wow. Well, so what's going to happen? Well, we can just see the show between my boyfriend and your kind of king. Or do you actually consider Sir Orcus to be your boyfriend? This is where the queen blushes. Like, no. This is where, mostly Rainer teases her a little bit more and says, oh, really? So, if you get another girl to go after him, what will happen? This is where the queen gets annoyed and says, nothing. This is where, really? I can see a little bit jealousy coming from you. Shut up. This is where, the queen said with a very angry tone. This is where, Rainer's giggling, but yeah. Now we go into Issei versus Sir Orcus. This is where, Sir Orcus says, well, I should now defeat you with this power, shouldn't I? Issei says, in a million years you can probably do it, but for right now, you're still too fresh in using your sacred gear and your new destruction powers. Well, yeah. This is where, mostly Sir Orcus smiles, and this is where, mostly Issei kind of grins at him. This is where, Sir Orcus swings a powerful, mostly axe down, mostly the golden axe down, and a very powerful of destruction / magic appear, trying to attack Issei. Issei grins, and this is where Issei decides to make a settle, mostly not settle. He pulls out his sword, the white sword, and this is where he says, Getsu Gatencho. This is where, he swings his sword down, and the Getsu Gatencho appears. But the Getsu Gatencho is not white and red, similar to that Shiro's. But instead of being red and, not red, but it's actually purple and black. This is where, and also a bit of red, but not the point. smashes into what's it called, the destruction attack. Both the attacks just clash with each other and just cancel each other. But yeah, this is where mostly Issei grins and says, "Well, this could be more interesting than ever." This is where Issei said. This is where Sosuke says, "I agree. Well, let's start this." This is where Issei and Sir Orcus rushes at each other right now, clashing with blades, or mostly a golden destruction blade clashes with Issei's own blade, mostly the white kind of blade. Mostly it kind of looks black, blue. Well, mostly it looks like, it looks similar to this, but it kind of looks more like what's it called, Ichigo's blade, but a little bit with what's it called. Mostly it kind of looks like Ichigo's what's it called, Yamato, from mostly Virgil's blade, the Yamato blade, and also a bit of the Thousand Demon dagger. So it looks like it's already crack around, but not the point. It has a special ability where it can shatter a little bit, but not the point. This is where mostly they are both clashing with each other, and this is where Issei is grinning with what's it called, mostly grinning towards Sir Orcus. Sir Orcus is having the same kind of grin. Both of them are smiling. This is where both attacks are clashing into each other. This is where everyone in the whole stadium is just seeing this whole battle. Sir Orcus, the one who couldn't really use destruction magic, is now, or any magic entirely, but now is able to use destruction magic, making him quite powerful. And even being able to use a sacred gear. This is where everyone can just see how powerful Sir Orcus has now just become. Fighting against Issei, who they all thought was literally a fucking god, is now right now clashing with him. This is where both of them are clashing blades. Now, of course, Ria's noticed to get the potential being similar to that of Shiro. This is where, she widened her eyes. She became more despair, realizing that yes, Shiro and Issei are actually one and the same, but probably not. She probably has some hope because the blade looks similar, not similar, different from Shiro's. This is where she's trying to hope for the best. But this is where, both what's it called, Sir Orcus clash again, and even Issei, and this is where they just swing up in the air, and this is where behind, around them, mostly the, I should have mentioned the fill. The fill is actually, what's it called? Yeah, it was Flora, so of course, mostly the waves right now just destroys in an instant. Just like a huge wave tidal just got blasted up, but yeah, this is where a bunch of water. Both Issei and Sir Orcus rush each other, and this is where both of them clashes again. Right now, when the water was about to fall down, right now exploded up, and right now just splashes into Rainer, and even what's it called, the Queen. Both of them said, "Ugh." This is where, they're kind of growling at the fact that both of their kind of mates actually did something like that. This is where, mostly Issei right now dodges attack from mostly Sir Orcus. He literally just uses Sonido, and this is where, Issei says, "Settle." This is where, he says settle. He makes a ball of settle, and this is where, Sir Orcus noticed what Issei was doing, so of course he makes a destruction ball right in front of him, mostly in his left hand because his right hand was holding the axe. This is where, what's it called? Sir Orcus sent a ball of destruction, that's golden ball. He says ruined ball. He sent a ruined ball that's basically just a containment of just destruction. And this is where, right now he says settle ball. Mostly a settle ball. He basically turned into a ball. Now his settle is not kind of a whitish color, mostly a reddish whitish color, similar to have like, mostly Shiro, but instead it's actually like a black purplish ball, kind of mixed with a bit of red, crimson red. And this is where he throws it into the destruction ball, and both the attacks right now just clash with each other and cancel out each other. It seems both of their powers seem to be rivaling each other. This is where, mostly Issei is still not trying too much, but at least he's actually having fun, because he's surprising a bit of his power. And when I mean a bit, I mean a lot, but not the point. But this is where, both of them attack once each other again, and this is where, mostly both their attacks clashes into the middle again. This is where, the whole destruction around them right now crashes up. Mostly the ground cracks, and even the fucking water just splashes back up. But yeah, trees were destroyed, but not the point. This is where, as seeing this, and right now drooling, right now so much drooling. He wants to know so much of what is happening. How is Issei so powerful? Sacred gear, maybe sacred gear, not sacred gear, maybe. This is where, Hades, Zeus, and Poseidon right now second thought and says, this is where, Zeus says, okay, maybe I should not do something like that. But Poseidon saying, maybe I should definitely try to stop fucking Zeus from doing anything crazy. Hades says, oh fuck, I'm so screwed no matter what the fuck, oh hell no. This is where, mostly he's just thinking, yep, I'm so fucked. I know that the fucking, what's it called, Red Dragon Emperor did something towards the, well, mostly Bael kid, and now I'm so literally fucked if I fuck with him. Fuck that. But we go now into Issei and Sir Orchis right now sending another Getsuga Tensho, but this aren't a Golden Destruction slash back at each other, and this is where, well, both their attacks just cancel each other. This is where we go into a POV of a Phoenix and mostly the Phoenix family. Raffle is just blushing a little bit, looking how strong and powerful Issei is, and also we go into other Phoenixes. A Phoenix who has blondish hair and bluish eyes, not bluish hair, blondish spiky hair is none other than Naruto, and this is where, well, he's screwed. He's like, I'm so fucked. If Issei or even Sir Orchis knows about the relationship I have with Rias, I'm so fucked. We go into a guy that kind of has his hair kind of down a little bit. It's none other than Riser, and Riser says, yeah. Luckily, I'm happy I'm not fighting against Issei or Sir Orchis. Well, I should probably think more about should I fight against Sir Orchis in the near future for any fucking rating games? Yeah, I should probably not. I should probably just give up. Right now, not Sir Orchis, mostly Riser is thinking, yeah, I should probably give up. A girl with kind of, well, mostly it's somewhat orange, but at the same time it's mostly, it's not, well, it's kind of yellow and orange. It looks like Raffle Phoenix, well, mostly Raffle's hair, but a little bit more just messy. And this is where, well, she has blue eyes and she has a very ferocious, very determined look at Issei. She's looking at Issei like if he was a piece of meat. This is where, well, she does say, so that's, what's it called? That's Rainer's boyfriend. Also known as Valerie's kind of rifle. I wonder if I can get him with me. This is where, well, she has a very lustful look, but a very determined look, because most of the person seems to be quite strong, but not the point. So while mostly that is happening with what's it called, Sir Orchis, and even what's it called, Issei, Issei is hearing mostly hearing song from an earbud, and of course mostly Rainer is also sharing that earbud. So yeah. But Rainer has a phone. This is where Rainer is holding onto the queen, and this is where the queen says, what are you doing? Because one of Rainer's hands moved to her pocket. This is where Rainer says, oh, I'm just gonna play a song. Why? I'm hearing music anyway. This is where, well, mostly the queen says, really? You've been hearing music while fighting us? Kinda. Right now, mostly the song that I was hearing was called Born as a Rockstar, and made by Netflix, and also like other songs like I Won't Stop, made by also the same people, Let Me Be Sad by Ivor, and other songs. But yeah, why? Mostly that was me and Issei been hearing the songs. Wait, you and him are just hearing songs while in the middle of a battle? This is where Rainer says, yeah, is that a problem? This is where, well, the queen says, I can't believe you two are so mean to us. Well, I mean, you guys weren't gonna be such a problem. We just wanted to play. Me. This is where, well, mostly the queen says, what about that white dude? Oh, you're talking about Shiro. Shiro's basically a part of Issei. He's a hollow version. Like what's it called, Azomet? He's literally the white version of what's it called, Issei. So yeah. This is where, well, mostly the queen is just dumbfounded in shock, yeah. So the song that Rainer kind of put was basically Let It Rock, made by Kevin Ruffalo, don't worry. But yeah, pretty much that was the song that she was hearing next, but yeah. Pretty much she was hearing that song, and this is where, well, mostly, yeah, of course, most of the queen was very upset on how mostly Shiro came to be, and the fact that, yeah, she basically just got a little short story from Rainer about why Shiro's actually a thing, but yeah. And this is where, well, she's quite upset on how, what's called Rias and fucking Naruto Phoenix did, but yeah. But not the point. We go back into mostly the battle between Issei and even what's it called, well, Sir Orchis. This is where Sir Orchis says, well, it's time to finish this. This is where, well, he does kind of ask for mostly Reckless, yeah, not Reckless, Regulus, to kind of, well, go into Balance Breaker. But instead of a Balance Breaker, he actually wanted to try out some of the same thing as Issei, a Limit Breaker. This is where, well, he uses Destruction Magic powers and even what's it called, Regulus Energy Magic to right now create a giant lion kind of armor figure. Didn't you feel like, what's it called, it kind of looked like this guy. So pretty much it looked like this like Captain's kind of Bankai. So yeah, pretty much that's what it kind of looked like for Sir Orchis mostly not Sir Orchis Bankai, but mostly So mostly for like Sir Orc is kind of like giant figure, and this is where a giant figure appears, and this is where mostly it's like a lion armor figure, and this is where it kind of looks like the balance breaker that mostly Sir Orc had, but it's called limit breaker. This is where he right now kind of has the axe still with him, and this is where the giant figure has mostly a battle axe, mostly not a battle axe. He has a giant mostly axe still, but it has them two of them, and this is where he roars not really an axe, it's mostly claws, and this is where he roars, and this is where mostly everyone sees this and just wind their eyes. And this is where mostly what's it called? We go into mostly Azra right now freaking out, flipping out, and having such amazing dreams and these limit breakers and what they are, and maybe he can get something like similar to this to his own kind of sacred gear, and this is where he's just hoping, he's just drooling. This is where he's just drooling. This is where Issei grins and says, "So you want me to fight with my own limit breaker? Isn't that right?" This is where Sir Orc says, "Yes." This is where Issei says, "Well, can't do that." This is where Issei said, "Because I'd rather fight you with this." This is where Issei's hand right now glow with its energy color. Mostly his left hand, and this is where he activated the Holofy mask, similar to that of Shiro's. This is where Shiro's was basically a white Holofy, or mostly not white, being black Holofy mask. But mostly Issei's a black, mostly it's like a red, kind of whitish, well not red, it's mostly like a red, one side is kind of red, mostly like the eye holes are kind of red and purple, but not the point. This is where, the masks actually look draconic a little bit, and this is where, mostly Issei says, let's see who's actually stronger. His Holofy mostly voice actually appears. He might, he did separate, what's it called, himself with Hollow, but he still has Holofy powers, because he's still a Shinigami in Hollow, but not the point. But this is where, mostly Issei kind of just says, let's see who's stronger if I do this. This is where, mostly, what's it called? Mostly, I'm sorry, I'm killing a bunch of ants and they're just annoying me. What's it called? Mostly, when Sir Orc sees this, he just like winds his eyes and says, what the? This is where, he remembers the same mask of power that mostly, Shiro had. This is where, mostly the queen winds her eyes and says, I guess you weren't lying about basically Shiro and Issei being actually quite the same. This is where, mostly Rainer says, yes, they're same, but mostly Issei still has a kind heart somewhat, even though if it's shattered a million pieces. But he's not the madness and chaotic self of mostly the hollow version of Issei being Shiro. I see. Well, let's see how stronger King is against, my boyfriend's Bankai. What do you mean, Bankai? This is where, mostly Issei right now puts his sword right next to him, and this is where chains started wrapping around him, and this is where, because the sword does have chains, and this is where, the sword still had like a shatter fragment and other things. He didn't use even the Shikai because he's thinking that this doesn't need a Shikai, it needs his Bankai. This is where, Issei says, Bankai! This is where he screams out, and this is where, his sword is no longer a, what's it called, normal sword, a kind of blackish bluish sword anymore. It's just a scythe, but the scythe is now the crescent of a moon. It's pretty huge, it kind of goes around it, but yeah, it mostly one side is like a large blade, the other side is still a short blade, but it looks like a crescent of a moon. But yeah, behind Issei has the kind of like handle, and of course the handle's black, but yeah, so pretty much it kind of looks like this somewhat, but not the smaller scythe. I mean, there is a smaller scythe, but not the point. So mostly these are mostly this is how it kind of looks like, and the kind of colors are kind of similar to it, but yeah, not the point. This is where, mostly Issei's size and looks at, Sir Orcus. This is where, Sir Orcus just looks at Issei, and this is where, Issei's power definitely just skyrocketed, but no one can feel it because Rial's is different. Except for Hades. Hades is just saying, okay, yeah, no, fuck that. Yeah, he has a Holofy mask, he also has a fucking Bankai. What's next? That motherfucker has the fucking true release of a fucking Bankai release? Oh, please don't tell me he can upgrade his Bankai. Don't tell me. Fuck that shit. This is where, mostly, what's it called? Everyone, mostly even Zeus feels mostly this kind of like cold sweat down on how powerful Issei exactly is, but yeah. This is where, mostly, what's it called? Sir Orcus Limit Breaker versus Issei's, Bankai / Holofy mask. This is where, both of them right now says, let's see who's stronger! This is where Sir Orcus feels mostly the limit breaker kind of like, mostly limit that he has. Literally, it's just a limit. What limit breaker is, I mean, it has two definition meanings. It breaks your limits, but it also has a timer, somewhat. But not that much. If you train enough, it won't have a timer. But yeah. But mostly Sir Orcus can feel it, and mostly Regulus does tell him that. This is where, well, mostly Sir Orcus says, "Final attack then!" Issei, I mean not Issei, you know, you're not Issei Hyodo, you're Sosuke Aizen. Sosuke Aizen! This is where, well, mostly Issei says, yeah. Besides, I don't have much, but I do have a timer and just a little bit, but not much. This is where, well, mostly Issei kind of swings his scythe up really fast, and this is where, well, this is where Issei says, Getsuga! This is where a purplish energy started appearing around the scythe. Purplish, blackish, and yet a bit of reddish. And this is where, well, Issei says, Definite Dragon! This is where, well, he swings the scythe up straight towards the golden figure. Mostly straight towards mostly Sir Orcus and the golden figure. And this is where the golden figure swings both of its axes down. And this is where, well, both attacks smashes into the middle. But mostly, what's it called, the attack that Issei swings was very powerful enough to just pierce through the golden figure and smash into mostly Sir Orcus. This is where Sir Orcus right now gets hit by the attack and had it to be eliminated. Retire. Sir Orcus has been retired. Mostly the other announcer managed to stay calm after this incredible battle, but still, everyone just freaking out. Everyone was expecting just hope at least, and everyone just widened their eyes. This is where, well, the queen had to kind of retire also back to mostly, well, everyone. But this is where, well, before anything happens, and before the mostly Issei and mostly Rainer was teleported back, this is where Issei says, but I have one more request. I want everyone to watch this, and I want you to all guess, and what do you think I should go by? Should I forgive or should I never forgive? Everyone was confused, but people wanted to actually know more. So of course, none of the expectors or even Sir Orcus, or not Sir Orcus, like Sir Zerx, or some people were confused and wanted to know what Issei was talking about. Issei said, if you want to know how powerful and why I got in this powerful, and why I'm no longer the Red Dragon Opie lover, I will show you. Issei took his eye out. He crushes it up in the mid-air, and dust started forming. This is where, well, it shows basically Issei's memories to everyone. Every single person. He crushes his eye, and you know that whole thing, like similar to that of Uryu or Urikyu, or how he fucking did that similar to show eyes in the memories. Basically, he did it, but he did it in an extent where everyone can see his memories, even Rias and mostly Naruto. But of course, where, well, he uses the Hogekyu to actually increase the mostly the range for everyone to see around the whole stadium. Even Michael got to see this, but yeah. Because anyone that was watching also got to see the memories, but yeah. This is where, well, mostly everyone was horrified, disgusted at mostly Rias, and how Issei was actually unable to kind of express his feelings. And the reason why is because mostly he was killed by his ex-girlfriend that's right next to him, but mostly he forgave her after a while because mostly she truly had feelings for him and other things. But other people are just disgusted at the fact that Rias literally couldn't let a man just fucking at least fucking say his like true feelings before just the fact that he couldn't say it because he was still emotionally broken, and the fact that she just said fuck it, even though they're considered to be married by paper, she still decided to go with another man, and there's none other than Naruto Phoenix. Didn't they already had a Phoenix problem like a while ago? Didn't he just kick the shit out of Riser Phoenix like a while ago? Like, goddamn, this bitch is not loyal. This is where, well, everyone's fucking disgusted. This is where, well, Rias is broken. She never expected to ever thought about this. This is where, well, Akano thought that mostly Issei hated them was because of, well, the fact that they bombarded him. Which, yes, that was one of the things, but now she realized that really Rias is just a whore. This is where, well, mostly all of her Peerage members just looks disgusted at her. This is where, well, mostly Issei is out of the barrier after a while because, well, he could have easily just teleported, but yeah, he just teleported, but yeah. He's now on top of the kind of like giant kind of like booth that's right now where well, mostly Alzo and the other kind of announcer are well, mostly up there, but mostly on top of the roof. Mostly Issei and Rain are out there. Even Shiro. Now they also know that Shiro's actually basically a soul part of Issei. Literally, that's just a hollow version of him. But yeah, This is where Shiro says, wow, you really screw everyone over. Now everyone now knows your true feelings and how you feel about everyone here. Well, what should we do next? Issei says, this is all going just according to plan anyway. Now Diedrich is also next to Issei, and this is where Diedrich says, I mean, I don't care too much of what happens with any of this. I just care about flying around here, man. It feels so good to just be flying. This is where we'll see Issei chuckles at Diedrich. This is where we'll see Rainer is right now holding onto Issei's arm and says, I don't really care and what happens next. All I care now is Issei mostly hears what Rainer says into his ear, which made him kind of blush a little bit, just actually out of redness of what she just said. Mostly Shiro and mostly Diedrich kind of deadpans at what Rainer is trying to suggest for Issei to do, which Issei doesn't seem to deny and doesn't seem to hate her entirely. But yeah, mostly they really just fix their relationship. But yeah, this is what mostly Shiro says, I'm just gonna pretend I didn't hear that. Diedrich chuckles and says, well, let's see, Shiro, did you find any love for yourself? Fuck you, I didn't find anyone. Oh really? What about that white hair girl, that how should I say, Russell Weiss, isn't her name? Fuck off, I'm not telling you shit. This is where Diedrich chuckles and says, oh come on, we're both free beings, we should talk to each other. Just where Shiro says, no, I'm a free being, you're still a dragon. Fuck off, I'm not talking to a lizard. Oh come on, don't be mean to me like that. This is where Shiro scoffs and says, I'm not talking to you. Well, you're so mean. This is where, not the point, but we go into mostly everyone. This is where, no one can seem to just trust the grammar Peerage anymore. This is where, Sona was kind of disgusted, even Serapho who watches. Sir Zex was actually disappointed in Rias, but this is where, everyone is just shocked, dumbfounded, and yeah. Even Sir Orcus and everyone else that was kind of healing up. Sir Orcus wasn't badly injured because Issei healed him anyway. Because that attack did smash into him, but then after a while it was just a timer heal to actually heal him. Fuck, what the hell is that in my arm? Never mind. But yeah, it was just something to heal him real fast, but yeah. This is where, mostly, I think it was an ant or something. Whatever. Wait, oh, there he is. Wait. But yeah, of course, this is where, mostly Issei is just like, mostly seeing all this, mostly everyone is just kind of disgusted, kind of telling Rias to never become the clan head because she's truly just disgusted and other things. This is where, mostly Rias is just distraught, sadness, and of course angry and looking at Issei. She sends the ball of destruction at Issei, but this is where, when it comes to Issei just destroyed in an instant and never affected him at all. This is where, Issei is pathetic. Other than that, well, we should be leaving then, Issei announced really loud. I'll be leaving. I am no longer a part of the devil faction. So however you see fit to see Rias punished, that's all on you. Other than that, I'll be going. Now, I'm no longer a part of the factions with the fallen angels or angels at all. I have no connection with them at all. Meaning that yes, I have zero connection with any of you. Other than that, I'll be going. Now if you don't mind me, I need to go do something with someone. This is where, mostly Issei leaves in a gargantua, and even what's it called, Shiro says, before Shiro leaving, mostly Diedrich was also kind of next to Shiro. Shiro says, wow, look at that, the original tell you all to screw off, and I'm doing the same, screw off. But that's not the point here. Now, if you all hate Rias, clap your hands, This is where everyone claps their hands. I actually listened to Shiro for some reason. This is where Shiro says, I can't believe all of you listen to me. Well, other than that, I'll be going. But before I go, this is where, mostly Shiro appears next to Akano and even Rasawais. You two are coming with me. This is where, they were confused, but this is where, they get teleported also. This is where Diedrich says, he goes into a bigger dragon form and says, listen up, you motherfuckers. I'm going to burn the Grammary if you don't do shit about punishing her. I will kill her in an instant without a fucking care. So tell me, do you all wish for me to slaughter her? This is where, everyone rises up their hand. This is where it rises, and right now Diedrich grins. This is where it rises and says, well, fuck. Oh, that also reminds me. This is where, mostly Diedrich says, oh, that also reminds me. Hey, Naruto Phoenix, come here, little boy. I'm gonna fucking roast you like a damn fried chicken that supposedly you're supposed to be at. This is where, Naruto Phoenix right now tries to run away, but this is where Diedrich sends a fireball into him and smashes it, and of course, start burning him, which it actually does hurt him lots. The Crimson Flames are actually hurting him, which most of the Phoenix are trying to just not get hurt also. Mostly Riser saying, oh god, please don't hurt me. No, I refuse to be hurt. This is where Raph was scared also. And seeing how mostly Issei got hurt, but yeah. This is where, well, mostly DJ says, other than that, if you do not punish the Grimmery, I'll come back and burn everything down. This is where, well, as I say, hey, DJ, can I study you for a second? Touch me not, burn you also, you damn fucking governor, lazy ass leader. Oh, come on. I'm not that bad. You basically screw over your daughters. Basically by being a terrible fucking father. Yeah, if I had kids, basically I'll be a better father than ever you could. But, yeah. Well, not really a father, but mostly. Not the point. This is where, well, mostly Diedrich shuts up because, well, he's not actually a, what's it called, male. He's actually female, but not the point. But this is where, well, Diedrich says, other than that, I'll be going. This is where, well, Diedrich right now makes a magic circle underneath him and disappears. But yeah, him, her, you probably can't tell, but yeah. This is where, well, we go into Diedrich appearing in a bedroom. This is where Shiro just puts, what's it called, Akano. Well, mostly takes Rasawise away, but mostly Akano into Issei's room, which he got left confused. Mostly Issei and Rainer was actually halfly kind of, well, nuded a little bit. This is where, well, mostly Diedrich appears, and this is where Diedrich saying, no fair, you're already starting without me. This is where Diedrich actually appears to be in a female, which mostly shocked, what's it called, Akano, but didn't really shock mostly, what's it called, Rainer or even Issei. This is where, well, mostly Issei sighs and says, god damn it. This is where, well, he actually mentions, well, Diedrich's real name, and it's not Diedrich, but actually, well, this is where, well, mostly Issei says, Akai, god damn it, or not Akai, mostly, Issei says, Akane, really? You headed to, please don't tell me you showed your real form into the others. This is where, well, mostly Akane says, nope, I didn't. Besides, you're the only one to see me like this, Master Sosuke Aizen. Issei says, oh god, please stop calling me that. God damn it, why did Rainer decide to give you such thought to call me that? Akano was confused, and this is where, well, Issei says, I don't understand why Shiro decided to even bring you along. For fuck's sakes. You basically see me halfly naked. This is where, well, mostly Akano's face is all red. And this is where, well, she never thought that Diedrich, mostly the Red Dragon, actually the Red Dragon Empress, and of course her actual name is Akane, not Diedrich. This is where, well, mostly Issei gets up. He still has his, well, not really his pants. He has mostly his like underwear. But this is where, well, mostly Akano was blushing, and this is where, well, Issei right now pokes her in the, well, mostly head, just to really get her memories and understand why she's here. And this is where, well, she basically just really disgusted at the fact that mostly Race is just a bitch. She never did it with Naruto, so of course that's the thing. Of course, where, well, she didn't even know about that person. This is where, well, she's really hating the fact that she saw at Issei and other things. She hates the fact that she did all that, even though Issei helped her out with the whole fallen angel problem, like she hated her fallen side. And this is where, well, she now is kind of hating her devil side because she's with the red whore. Issei sighs, and this is where, well, Issei right now pokes her in the chest, and this is where Akano was confused, thinking that Issei wanted something from her, until something right now shoots out from her back. It's none of the evil piece, none other than the evil piece that mostly Reyes is supposedly have. This is where Issei right now turns it into nothing but just dust in an instant, the red piece. But this is where, well, right now Akano was confused. This is where, well, the dust of the red mostly, yeah. Or, well, not dust, he just shatters it with just 2 fingers. And this is where, well, he throws it into a dimensional portal, mostly back into the underworld, but yeah. And this is where, well, he just says, there, you're not a devil. You're back to being a fallen. Which is better punishment than I ever thought. This is where, well, mostly Akano blushes, thinking that, well, mostly Issei forgives her. And Issei says, oh, so if you're wondering what the hell mostly Akane and even Rainer are doing, are basically Issei kind of whispering to her ear, and this is where almost see Akano blushes. So he's like, why are you telling me this? Issei says, because I feel like Shiro did this on fucking purpose, so I can absolutely also kind of, you know, screw your mind, if you know what I mean. This is where, well, Akano blushes and says, you have done it before, didn't you? Yes, but only with Rainer, and well, not really Akame, but Akame got angry and jealous at the fact that I didn't do it with her first. This is where, well, Akane says, yep, and this time you will do it with me. This is where Issei sighs, but this is where, well, he uses it. Well, he pulls out his sword, or not his sword. He has the Hogekyu just to make this room a little bit bigger, which he does. But yeah, it looks bigger inside, but outside it just looks smaller. But yeah, Shiro is kind of talking to Rasa Weiss. This is where Rasa Weiss asks Shiro and why she kind of got brought out here instead of just talking to Issei. Shiro says because I'm a different part of Issei. I'm the madness, crazy side, someone like that. But how should I say? I think I've fallen for you. This is where mostly Rasa Weiss blushes a little bit. Of course, Shiro's a little bit different from mostly Issei, so of course the brother is going to be different from Issei. So not a pervert, but this is where mostly Rasa Weiss says, then why? Well, if you are, this is where Shiro says, I'd like to be yours. I mean, I'd like for you to be mine. You get the point, right? This is where Shiro is not that good at actually talking to other girls, but yeah. This is where, he might act smooth, crazy, and other things, but he is not that good. This is where mostly Rasa Weiss blushes and just kind of looks at, mostly Shiro and says, I thought you were a part of him. This is where Shiro says, I am. If we ever merge back again, we will probably become stronger, but not the point. I have a free will of my own, so yeah. This is where, mostly Rasa Weiss says, but what about the evil piece that I have inside me? I can remove it for you. Are you going to rip it out of me? No. I can actually remove it from you pretty easily if you just let me. This is what mostly Rasa Weiss does because she doesn't want to be with Rias anymore in Peerage, but yeah. So of course mostly the piece was removed from her body, but she still has a demonic energy, but it's not for Rias. This is where mostly Shiro says, is that better? This is where mostly Rasa Weiss smiles and just kind of just kisses with the Shiro on the mouth. Which Shiro is just shocked and of course kind of turn his face into redness. But yeah. But this is where I'm actually going to leave it off for part 5 of this What If. Part 6 will be whenever, but for right now it's part 5. Other than that, bye, see you, and yeah. See ya.